We have Dr. Dan Knight and Dr. Kenneth Sanders with Knight and Sanders Plastic Surgery in Shreveport, Louisiana. Dr. Knight, what would you recommend for someone who's looking for a great plastic surgeon?
Well, Larry, I think it's important to first look at a surgeon's qualifications. And the qualifications would include their training, and board certification, as well as their experience in practice. And the gold standard for skill is board certification. This just means that you've achieved a certain level of skill with a certain amount of time spent in your training under the proper teachers. And so that's very important. I also think that someone who has a busy practice and has been doing it for a while means a lot as well. The second thing would be a surgeon's reputation. And certainly if you have a family member or a friend that's been to see a plastic surgeon, the word of mouth from that family member or friend means a lot. But also there are a lot of websites now that have reputation areas. So you can look at the reputation of your surgeon with testimonials. I think that's important as well.
Wonderful. Dr. Sanders, would you like to add anything to that?
Yeah, I think reputation and experience are of the utmost importance, of course, but a couple more things I'd like to probably bring in are, you know, when our patients are looking to invest a certain amount of funds into themselves, and that's really what they're doing, making an investment in themselves, that they need to feel some value to the service they get. And that doesn't always mean that it's the lowest price on the block or in the town or what have you. It really is going to have something to do with what they're getting from us other than the surgical procedure. Maybe it's during the consultation they have you know, digital imaging. Some of our procedures we have morphing available, so we can actually change, say, the shape of the nose and let them see that on the screen beforehand and decide if that's really what they want to do. Other things are going to be going through the procedures with our patient care coordinator so that it helps put them at ease. So all of these are kind of value-added pieces to the consultation that are not only cost-dependent. Second thing is probably the ability for the surgeon to connect with the patient. We can't just have a robot-like physician walk in with no, quote, bedside manner and you know, spat out a bunch of medical terms and then walk out and leave it to the nurse to fix this and get the patient set up for surgery. Really, you know, we need to connect with the patient, develop a relationship somewhat with the patient, and help them move through this decision. It's a big decision to have surgery. Help them move through this decision and make sure it's the right decision for them.
Absolutely. Well, those are all good points, and particularly about reputation. Nowadays, it's so easy for anyone to go online and look at the reputation of practically anybody, including doctors, when they're looking for a wonderful plastic surgeon. Well, Dr. Sanders, let me ask you, what services do you provide for people in the local area?
Well, you know, what I've done is super specialized, really in the face. So I really only work on facial surgeries and facial procedures. Probably I divide my practice into three broad categories. One is going to be what I call cosmetic injectables, and that's Botox, Juvederm, and other fillers. Very popular part of our practice. The second is going to be a laser procedure, and this varies from minor things like laser hair removal to intense pulse light removal of brown spots and dark spots and red spots to full face laser resurfacing, where we smooth out all the lines and wrinkles on the face. The third part is then surgical, where we do really any cosmetic surgery you can think of, from the top of the head to, say, the bottom of the neck. And that includes hair transplants and any cosmetic surgery of the eyelids, nose, cheeks, chin, ears, and neck.
Wonderful. Dr. Knight, how about you? What services do you provide in the local area?
Larry, I limit my practice to plastic surgery of the body, and this is basically body contouring or breast surgery. The breast surgery we do is either reconstructed breast surgery for following cancer procedures, as well as cosmetic breast surgery such as breast augmentation, lift, and reduction. I have special interest and a pretty good experience with treating patients that have had problems with their breast implants, and we do a fair amount of breast implant revision surgery. As far as body contouring goes, this can encompass anything from just a patient that is in good shape but is very body conscious and just wants to remove some unwanted bulges with some liposuction, and it can go all the way to someone who's had massive weight loss and needs a significant amount of skin removed. One of our more popular procedures, we see more patients nowadays that have had bariatric type surgery such as lap band or gastric bypass, and they need a lot of skin removed, and we are seeing more and more of that these days. The other thing that's very popular is called the mommy makeover, which is just a combination of body and breast procedures to allow women to get their pre-pregnancy body back to what it once was.
I see. Well, that's great. Let me ask Dr. Sanders, when somebody's looking for a plastic surgeon like you, what does a new patient experience when they come into your office?
Well, when they come in to see either Dr. Knight or Sanders in our practice, they're going to see a well-trained physician. They're going to see someone who really has concentrated his practice on a relatively smaller number of procedures compared to other plastic surgeons that maybe try to operate head to toe. And they're going to see state-of-the-art facilities that include our surgery center and as well as the office space.
Wonderful. Dr. Knight, anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I would just like to add that when patients come to us, they can expect something that no other practice in this area has. Plastic surgery is a very broad field, and we believe that patients get better results if they go to surgeons who specialize in just certain areas of plastic surgery. That's what Dr. Sanders and I do, and we feel that this gives us a level of expertise that other surgeons don't have. And I think this is the difference between being a good plastic surgeon and a great plastic surgeon.
Wonderful. Well, doctors, I'd like to thank you again. That was really great information. I'd like to just kind of recap and say that we've discussed today about making sure that a plastic surgeon has good reviews, both from their local circle and then also online. And then also it's important that they found great value and not just the most inexpensive procedure around. And then lastly is that the ability of the doctor to connect with the patient. So although that's really great information, again, Dr. Knight and Dr. Sanders, I'd like to thank you again for coming in today for our special program. And if anyone wants any more information about Dr. Knight or Dr. Sanders, they can either click at knightandsanders.com or they can certainly call at 318-795-4777. Again, doctors, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Larry.
Thanks, Larry.